justo donde nos quedamos, vamos a intentar ayudar a Joyce para que nos revele información. Para avanzar un poco. Ustedes saben, o si no, no ha vestido aquí. Pero bueno. Han dicho siempre cajitas, seguro que hay cajitas. Pues seguramente serán cajitas generales, no solo para los streamers oficiales. Si funciona, no sé qué cara. Un control de todo. ¿Cómo estás, señor Ringo? Vale. Hemos que hablar con los camioneros. ¿Cómo crees que es el que lleva la droga? Droga.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
No. A ver, este no tiene droga. Aquí puede morir. ¿Tú brincar que has visto algo de este juego o es la primera vez que entras? ¿Es el coche? ¿Este banco? Antes podía interactuar.
Worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
¿Cómo? Si no está él, podré venir a sentarme. ¿Para qué me sirve sentarme? ¿Para ir rápido? Vale, primer camionero. Droga.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's on your mind?
Segundo día igual, vale. ¿Tienes algo suelto? No. ¿Qué transportas? Pareces saber un par de cosillas sobre drogas. ¿Qué transportas?
Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
¿Cómo? Ah, sí, por la puta cara. Por cierto, voy a cambiar la otra vista mejor. Así que lo podéis ver. Vale.
time to arrest him.
Vale, ¿y qué transportas en realidad?
Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo. Mostly sporting goods, tracksuits, and that kind of thing.
¿Es Malviewer? No, Rick, no es Malviewer.
They usually get
Muchas
shipped to
veces me tiene
Grad
de
in the
fondo
Ox City,
y está por aquí.
though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
Vale. ¿Podría quedarme con uso de esos chándal de fan que transportas?
We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
There's no denying it. Your body needs to feel the touch of some good performance wear.
Entonces no llevas nada legal.
Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
¿Esta máquina es tuya?
This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust bucket. Maybe the A6.
Sí que sabe cosas de coches el tío, ¿no? ¿Eso de ahí es un Fallen AC?
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together.
Pues el Z es súper bueno con los camiones, ¿eh?
There it is again.
Con los...
A little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he spent too long in this lorry.
Otra pregunta.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically. against his arm.
¿Qué ves en sus ojos? Esto lo tiraremos luego. De momento no. Parece saber un par de cosillas sobre drogas.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know?
Vale.
But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
¿Financias estas otras adicciones con el narcotráfico? Así directo. Entonces intento descubrir quién está pasando... No. Financias con el narcotráfico.
Hey, man, that's serious criminal talk. Are you trying to pull some sort of an entrapment thing on
Hombre,
me?
es que directamente.
Entrapment is a practice whereby an officer of the law induces a person to commit a criminal offense that the person would have otherwise been unlikely to commit, usually through some trickery, persuasion,
No,
or
por
Then what's your deal here?
so much for subtlety. Better get straight to the point.
Vete directo al grano, venga, va. Te seré sincero. Intento descubrir quién está pasando drogas desde el terminal B.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
¿Vale?
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
¿Quién crees que podría estar detrás del tráfico de drogas?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
Vale, voy a lanzar esto, pero me voy a poner cosas de empatía. No sé si tengo cosas que me den empatía. Acción, abstracción. No tenía una puta libreta. Aquí. Empatía. Pero perdí autoridad. ¿Algo de aquí me quita empatía? No. ¿Llaves? Cuello, actividad. O sea, el saber farolero lo tengo en la mierda, ¿no? Tengo una bala.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my
Igualada.
man. What's up?
Empatía formidable. ¿Qué ves en sus ojos?
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
He fracasado. Venga, Tommy, desembucha. ¿Qué te perturba?
You really are the law, aren't you? I get that being bluntly observant and inquisitive comes with the territory.
That all the beans you got, Tommy? Damn,
F.
it really is hard.
¿Hay algo que no nos quiere contar? Vamos a subir empatía por seguridad. No es la mejor forma de jugar, pero bueno. De aquí está Stray. Creo que esta no está de los camiones.
The woman still has her.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Coger los dedos dos veces.
Where am I? Who are you?
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the weary aspect of a cornered beast.
¿Está bien, señor? ¿Le han dado algo?
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
¿Qué tiene malo los 50?
The men have small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
¿Dónde iba a estar, señor?
Back in Mezca, during the time of the revolution, the sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. Until you came along, that is.
Pues muy bien. Bien, tengo otras preguntas.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
¿Qué transporta?
Diamonds.
Diamantes, ¿sí?
Of course not. But
Pues,
wouldn't
los
it be
mismos
marvelous if I was?
Vale, pero en serio, ¿qué transporta?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
Vale. Así que no tiene ni idea de lo que transporta en su propio camión, ¿no?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
¿No se ha parado a pensar que podía transportar contrabando?
Then it's contraband, Lowman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest.
Bad hand, Hermenegildos' bad hand, strangled 300 people. What can I say? Some people just really like strangling people.
Tienes pinta de saber un par de cosas de drogas.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary. No drugs can compare. Yes, there is a protagonista and an adversario. I am...
Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary, the great unrest.
No es lo que quería decir exactamente.
Then what were you getting at?
This line of questioning is going nowhere. Try harder.
¿Qué transporta exactamente?
You're mad, Lowman. What of it?
Vale, lo diré de otra forma. ¿Trafica drogas usando el terminal B?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
Antes digo que no sabía qué transporta. ¿Puede que sean drogas?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grad, on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiriza to Grad, Lowman?
¿Droga?
No, Lowman. Diamonds.
Obviamente ya tenemos. Vale. Imagínate que alguien de la zona trafica con drogas. ¿Quién sería su principal sospechoso?
Easy. Is the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Pero con ese ya he hablado, ¿no?
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or I can just relax and let them...
I think we're done here, no?
Yes, go. Enough job.
Vale, pero no podemos revisar su mercancía. Lo único que ve desde aquí. Que ves a este. Pero este podría ser, a ver, tenemos capturado.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
Ok, joder, no hay ningún otro camionero.
Right to work!
Pero es un camionero.
Looking for something odd? Come to tell me to fuck off
Uy,
again?
este. Qué ganas de meterlo a la persona este. Tú eres un camionero, ¿verdad? ¿Qué quieres otro?
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body. You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight. So they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
Mira, estoy de acuerdo. Es una responsabilidad mantener este veneno fuera de las calles de Travecho, ¿verdad?
He eyes you wearily, unsure how to respond. This goes on for about 2 seconds. Then
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Porque si aquí la mayoría de los ya se han usado.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kids sneaking on at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
there was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Cajas con cada. De camino hacia aquí vi un camión con las puertas del remolque abiertas. ¿Tienes idea de lo que ha pasado ahí?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kid boys smashed his lock and took. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
Pero para él, supongo.
It's a fucking travesty, is what it is.
Madre mía. ¿Qué transportas?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
Y luego dice que ha venido a recoger algo. Eso no cuadra. ¿Qué tipo de mercancía debías recoger?
Apples.
Manzanas.
Yeah, apples.
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
Te han vencido, que no.
Drugs? You know where that shit comes from? Sarah, they know they can't beat us in a fair fight. So they have to get not in, not out.
So you're telling us that you don't know anything about
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded.
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry near. The man pulls on his cigarette furiously, probably still thinking about mosquitoes and ass cancer.
En esto me tiene un ojo. ¿Quién está traficando drogas a través de Guatemala?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
Pero el vendedor que está ahí abajo, ese tío es camionero.
Of course he's a lorry driver. What? He tell you he's just some simple businessman or some shit? His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right?
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Guess so.
Es este. Es este. No, pero me pondré en contra del sindicato, ¿no? O sea, es peligroso esto.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Bien, Sile. ¿Cuál es tu postura en cuanto a las drogas?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
Estoy a tope con las drogas.
That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, I don't have any drugs on sale. Or at my home, or on my person.
Busca un camionero que transporte drogas desde el puerto. Él o ella está en este gas.
That's even cooler. You investigating that and all. But, I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor.
Bander.
I don't know anything about that.
Sí que eres camionero. Otro conductor os ha identificado a ti y a tu camión.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant
Puede ser.
who works harder than he does.
Puede ser muy
He's a
racista el otro.
hater.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. I'm...
Bueno, irrumpo en tu chat de detective debido a que iniciaría a jugar Wagen. ¿Me das algún consejo rapidín? Sí, claro. Si inicias a jugar Wagen, primero de todo, ya sabes lo de las clases, hay 25 clases. Luego, tú cuando empieces a jugar, para desbloquear las otras islas, deberás hacer las misiones de Astro. Para encontrarlas todas, verás que hay como una línea verde en el mapa. Tú simplemente tiras el ratón para atrás, ¿vale? Pillas la rodita, tiras el mapa de lejos y vas siguiendo esa línea y te encontrarás a todos los NPCs, a excepción de uno que se encuentra dentro de la primera casa que te encuentras siguiendo la línea. Pasas de todas las misiones de Astro. Luego, del pase de batalla, no lo pilles hasta... Los cofres del pase de batalla no los pilles hasta casi terminar el... Hasta que casi termine el pase, ¿vale? Porque van según el nivel de tu personaje. Por lo tanto, te sale más a cuenta esperar a subir el nivel de tu personaje a niveles altos antes de poder pillarlos. Eso es importante. Porque cuando más nivel tienen los cofres, más recompensa te dan. Entonces sería desaprovechar esos cofres. Y con eso ya puedes tirar, creo yo. Y no te pilles una casa de compañero al principio. Sí, y sobre todo haz los retos. Seguimos. A ver.
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
El tipo listo.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important
este
thing
es
about me.
capitalista, este
That's
está
my
traficando.
day job. This is my dream.
Vaya muy bien, Brian. Si tienes cualquier duda, simplemente pregunta. Que para algo estamos. ¿No se te ha ocurrido comentarlo? ¿Te da vergüenza contarlo? Deja de escurrir el bulto. ¿Qué sabes de la operación de droga del puerto? Sí, mis fuentes revelan que tú eres el que transporta las drogas para tu sindicato.
No, that's insane. It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week and he sent you here. Maybe he's the one, huh? Have you thought about that?
La amenaza de tener. Deja de escurrir el bulto. ¿Qué sabes de la operación de drogas del puerto?
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
A gente se refiere. Ahí.
Crowd, you know, the drug crowd.
Se le ha escapado.
He doesn't want to talk about them. He's afraid.
De acuerdo, si no lo sabes, entonces le diré a tu compañía que estás vendiendo sus cosas. Dime quién coño está moviendo las drogas. Es Z, lógicamente.
Shush, please. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please, don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up.
A ver, si no quieres verte envuelto en este jaleo, alzar la voz, tienes que darnos una razón para irnos donde hemos venido. Somos colegas, Echamos una mano. Nadie sabrá que fuiste tú.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
¿Quién coño es? ¿Es la que ha pillado a pistola? La dama del volante es la anciana de ahí atrás. Señala a la entropnauta. Esa ranura que está como huida. ¿Esta?
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her.
Vale, es
I-
ella.
It could be. She was strange.
¿Quién son los otros conductores?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now?
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the
¿El
tattoos?
racista o el otro de los tatuajes? Señala al norte.
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
perfecto.
All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
Bueno. Vale. Hemos avanzado. Vamos a hablar con el racista. Me cae mal.
Looking for something, Aunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
A ver, vale ya de darme largas. Desembucha. ¿De dónde está la dama del volante?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Antes de nada sabías que no había sido Silek. Entonces, ¿por qué sonríes?
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
Entonces, ¿quién? ¿La dama del volante?
No. He means la puta madre.
¿Se refiere a la puta madre? ¿Cómo? Kim, no digas esas cosas.
A legendary, and not in a good way, crime boss from Jamrock controls what is probably the most powerful organized crime outfit in Revachol West. Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do this.
¿Vale?
Yeah, him.
El que no se queda mudo, ¿vale? Cruzar el brazo y sentir.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
¿Es un sindicato, no?
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
Drogadictos, cruentos. No decir nada.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
Está bien.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
Tiene dos cojones, Kim, ¿eh?
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
Wow, está funcionando.
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. I softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you. Be
Deja de
careful.
matar el trabajo.
This man's still got some fight in him, by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him.
Instinto. Tengo algo para el instinto. Joder, que a ver si me sale, tío, que tengo todas las putas salidas que me van en contra. Abstracción, Spirit Cops, teatralidad, electroquímica, retórica, lógica, abstracción. No, tengo que me resta. Tengo que me resta. Vamos a intentarlo, bueno.
Looking for something, Aunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Venga, va.
Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear.
Venga,
Time to turn up the volume.
vale. Quiero saberlo. Ahora. En este puto instante. El camión de la dama del volante. ¿Dónde está?
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
No voy a...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
A ver. Ya me he cansado de chorras. Te voy a putear bien fuerte lo que me queda de vida. ¿Y me oyes? Hostia, el Baldur's Gate se ve que es una puta pasada, ¿eh? Me gustaría mucho jugar al Baldur's Gate. Y os gustaría muchísimo más a vosotros. Porque las batallas son estilo Dofus. Entre comillas, ¿no? Te voy a meter en una celda con un kit tan grande y con una polla tan enorme que vas a estar escupiendo pelos de polla kit hasta que te mueras. ¿Esto lo diría Setan? No. He visto tu puto camión, sé dónde está, señaló, y te lo voy a quemar, ¿te enteras? ¿Cómo te llamas, carapolla? Voy a transmitir por la radio policial que este imbécil ha matado a madre a tomar por culo. ¿El 4?
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
Está reventado, camión verde.
When did she go away?
¿Cuándo se fue?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably.
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This is how he saves face.
¿Dónde está su camión exactamente?
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now leave me the fuck alone.
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get...
Looks like he got his adrenaline up, too.
Perfecto, coño. Uy, qué bien. Haber emitido el palo racista al este camión de aquí, ¿no? Que he encontrado antes. Míratelo, que antes pasaba por aquí al lado y me ha salido eso. Único sonido.
This green found, A to Z, contemporary, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about. Unless he was lying.
¿Cómo se supone que vamos a abrir esto?
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside.
¿Sí?
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
Vale. Vamos a poner otra palanca. Un puto Glim. No, no tengo la palanca. No. Ah, sí, sí tengo. Sí tengo.
This green found, A to Z, contemporary, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days. Pry bar in hand, you take a hard swing at the window. A loud thunk rings out and the pry bar, goddamn maggot. Drag your ass to the gym and do some reps right now.
Estás de guasa a golpear de nuevo.
Another futile thunk sounds in...
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
He smashes it into the window.
Lo abro igual.
Droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement. You can just reach in now.
Excelente.
It went better than I expected. Open it from the inside.
Está fuerte el team.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat.
Vale, miramos
Some
poco a poco.
tools lie scattered near the pedals.
Posters.
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens. One of them particularly catches your eye. A centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat.
Examinar el desplegable.
The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. This is Tip Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography. less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
¿Qué le pasó?
She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here, on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world and the camera,
Puede ser
too.
interesante ir aquí. La Puerta del Río.
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you. Oh, looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed. Likely.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Vamos a intentar al menos. ¿Para qué quería tantas emisoras?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation, with quite a
20-kilometer radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
¿Podemos hacer algo con la radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
¿Qué hay más por aquí?
The smell of 1,000 cigarettes,
Llave del diablo,
some dead actresses, and a rusty old toolbox. Under
pedales?
you wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools
Píllalo.
lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver.
Alicates, martillo, pillo.
But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
¿Papel de lija? ¿Una bomba?
Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Papel de lija le aporta mayor agarre. Al parecer el conductor pegó un papel de lija al acelerador para tener algo de agarre adicional.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front, and a pull-out toolbox tucked a metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
A ver, abrir el periódico.
It's an issue of Peripherique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
¿Coger la nota?
It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
Okay.
The pull-out toolbox slides back into
No
its
encontrado
nest.
nada.
The rest is you close the rusty old lorry.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Vale, vamos a ver.
All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Parece obra de un policía. ¿Tú qué crees?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation.
Vale.
I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net. I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
Eso para pinchar las comunicaciones del MCR. ¿Qué hay de los postes de película y que puedes jugar en todo esto?
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
Hay muchas mujeres y se supone que es una chica, es boyera. Claro que le gusta a la chica.
Yes, well,
No hace nada.
Unimportant.
Irrelevante, ¿no?
as elegant as they are, I'm going to say no. As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade. Yes, well,
Unimportant.
Pero solo chicas. ¿Cómo crees que podemos vincular el sindicato con esto?
we didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. But somehow, I doubt that Evrard Claire would be oblivious to something like this happening right under his nose. My suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slippery hill, but we just might be able to pin them down, indirectly, down the road.
Vale. La MRC debería abrir una investigación al respecto.
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narco. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation. Sometime later, when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madre grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either. Debrief over. After you.
Pues vamos a hablar con Joyce. No confío en Joyce, pero bueno, lo que hay. Un minuto.
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
Espera, ¿entonces sabías algo sobre el narcotráfico de la zona?
Nah, man. I was telling you the truth. I really didn't think it'd be her. She's okay. Sort of troubled, but still.
Es buena
A
persona.
nice.
What else do you know about her?
Más sabe de ella.
Nothing. We just talked a bit about life and stuff. She left me a key so I can park a lawyer if the jam broke. So, she in trouble or what?
Habrá una investigación.
It's that bad. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her?
¿Qué debería hacer para ayudarla? No enseña que haga nada, no se preocupe, la policía lo está investigando. Lo último que necesitamos es a más civiles involucrados. La verdad es que no sé.
Damn. I always wonder to watch yourself. Maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can.
La cosa es que tengo otra pregunta. ¿Tiene las putas llaves?
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Es un poeta. Es abstracción. 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 Quería ver. Ah, lo pone aquí. Creo que mirando uno por uno. No hay nada que me dé abstracción. Me da uno. Una buena abstracción.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man.
Venga, va.
What's on your mind?
Your best verse? You don't even have a bad verse in here. Just tumbleweed and liquor stains. Wait, no. What are
Ella me
you
quebró, me
doing?
destrozó, joder.
That's brutal, man. But you know,
No, stop. He's already mortified.
No, Tommy, estas son mis rimas. Escucha, continúa. Ella me jodió hasta que me...
that's,
No, mi dorado.
In the name of God, what are you doing?
No va en serio. Lo que pienso es un poema. Continuar. Nunca volveré a ser el mismo. Ella siempre estará ahí. A la mierda el caso, la mierda.
Yeah, I get it. These are your...
Yes, and I also thank you for stopping. We have a drug investigation to return to. How about we do that?
Empatía. Vamos.
Ease into
Joder,
it.
Z, cabrón.
Don't go too far. This seems like a...
You really are the law, aren't you?
Just like that, he slips out of your reach.
Es un miedo, Z. Sí, te lo digo. Vamos a ver aquí. El pobre Tim que se quejó de que estaba yendo todo el rato por todos sitios.
Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see.
No puedo hacer, vale. Estás de vuelta, vale. Me vendría bien un abrigo similar a la que yo me está hablando.
Sadly, I need this one myself. It's hydrophobic, repels water, almost magically. But what I can do for you is answer some questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day.
Vale, hablé con el funcionario de la rotonda.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Vale, subir de nivel. Hemos descubierto lo suficiente para concluir por ahora.
Yes. And will you start an official investigation?
The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
No, déjalo que el film maneja.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I'm sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn.
Vale.
I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
Vale. ¿Qué quiere decir con una carnicería?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, man, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
Vale. ¿Qué relación tiene el linchamiento y la huelga?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
¿Vale? Un momento en lapso de fe.
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
Trabajador.
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
Vale. ¿Necesita un servicio de seguridad?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the union into surrendering.
Vale. Claro, el que murió fue su mercenario, entonces tendría sentido.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, they wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
Envían estos a una negociación. Puta madre.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant union members to subdue him.
Vale.
He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
O sea, el sindicato fue el quien mató al del árbol, que era el coronel. Vale.
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders,
Vale.
for now. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Vale.
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the union militants.
Meolio ha formado aquí. Tengo que decir que esto no es disco. No, ¿verdad? Quizás la investigación puedan hacer piña, ya sabes, compartir recursos y datos de inteligencia.
Surely you're joking. These people are killers. My only hope is that yours provides a single, concrete suspect before they indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
Hostia.
They would have to project strength and power.
The débardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Proporción de 1000 a 1, literal. 2 contra 2000.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
Un avispón invadir a una colmena.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's second largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
Ya ves, Kim. Este es el gran derramamiento de sangre del que te estaba hablando. Literal. Te puedo decir esto. No creo que pase. Antes tendría que seguir mal demasiadas cosas. ¿No estás definiendo una señal demasiado sombra? Hombre, la verdad creo que está exagerando, ¿no? Tan locos. La verdad, igual, me voy a meter con Kim. Ya ves, Kim. Este es el gran derramamiento de sangre que estaba hablando.
It appears you found it, yes. And I'm not happy for you.
Me alegré por usted. ¿Me está escribiendo un escenario demasiado sombrío?
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia.
Y sin placa de la misión.
All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
Vale. A ver. Vale, ¿qué puedes decirme sobre qué?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good. As far as private military contractors go, they boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Vale.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors. Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands. Countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Vale, ¿algo más que nos puedas contar de ellos?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Podemos llamarse.
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is charged with coordinating law enforcement activities in complex multinational investigations.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, man?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Dicen que está un poco menos el Starfield, igual que el Valpurruguet dicen que es Dios en tierra. El Starfield no han dicho buenas cosas, creo.
I have, and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Han dicho que falleció agredido a una mujer. Sí, ¿quién es la mujer?
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
¿Quién se está pasando entonces?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe.
¿Qué dijimos los agentes del canal?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
Además, yo odio. Odias, digo, joder. Si lo amo y odio. Malo. A ver, los juegos de Betelas suelen estar chulos, pero si es exactamente como Skyrim y en el espacio no me llamará, entonces. Tiene que ser bastante mejor que el Skyrim. El Skyrim me encantaría jugarlo, pero... No he mirado nada ni del Baldur's ni del Starfield. Porque son juegos que seguramente jugaré en algún momento. Pero... no sé qué jugar. Iba a jugar al Baldur's Gate, porque iba a jugarlo, pero dijimos de jugar este porque no había dinero en ese día. O sea, ese mes. Si no, ese hombre, ¿por qué no?
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too.
Más me está pillando. El coronel estaba borracho.
Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's...
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
¿Crees que la conocerás muy pronto? Seguramente. Yo creo que mejor nos juguemos unos roletes, ¿no? ¿Ese coronel al que ahorcaron lo conocías?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
¿Su nombre era?
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Su nombre de servicio solamente un nom de guerre. No quiso dar a conocer su nombre completo. Uno de ellos lo hizo. Un mal augurio como ningún otro. Vale. Sobre este tal Lely, ¿hay algo más? ¿Nacionalidad? ¿Cuántos años crees que tenía?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age or gauge his facial expressions.
What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian maybe. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it.
Literalmente,
through the injury.
Es una pena que salga al Temporis.
That's all I know, I guess.
Ahora,
I only met him once.
Porque me pilla en muy bajo humor para jugar Dofus. Muy bajo humor. Hay juegos pero tan buenos ahora mismo que han salido hace poco que son increíbles. Y dices, yo me tengo que poner a jugar Temporis. O sea, simplemente el Baldur's Gate que me llevaría 100 horas de juego o más. Es larguísimo. Y el Starfield igual. Y son juegazos que se tienen que jugar. Es obligatorio, vamos. Son de mi estilo. ¿Dónde están ahora los otros?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the... They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages.
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only legitimate authority in Revachol.
Autoridad. Justicieros, los MG de decisión estructural de la coalición. ¿De dónde procede la suya? Nos enfrentaremos a ellos directamente. Vale.
Somehow, I doubt that lecturing them on the legitimate use of force will persuade them to stand down. That's wise. Our goal is to avert catastrophe. Besides, You're likely
Vale,
to
te
encounter them
contesto.
sooner or later.
¿Cuánto tiempo teníamos?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress.
They don't report their progress to you?
No le informan de sus progresos.
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative. It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Vale. Hay algo que no me cuadra. Si es tan puto urgente, ¿por qué mierdas me ha hecho ir a investigar la droga? No cuadra para nada. Eso no sé si es un agujero del guión del juego o hay algo que está mal aquí. Me está metiendo aquí super urgencia cuando me ha hecho ella ir a investigar los putos camioneros. A ver si Clint me lo dice.
I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please
A ver,
ask.
La puta foto. ¿Ahora podéis hablarme de estos tatuajes?
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
For about half a minute,
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Permanecer en silencio y observar la expresión de la mujer.
her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
¿Qué opina?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
La red de interdependencias entre estos puntos. ¿Vale?
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
No decir nada.
Port cities. On the oceans. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the DeLorean century. As early as 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
Vale. ¿Para qué sirve este mapa?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
A ver, está chulo esto. A ver, es un tatuaje con sentido, ¿no?
Where is he now?
¿Dónde está ahora? He hablado con él. De momento el alma está encerrada en su cadáver. Voy a poner esto. He hablado con él. De momento su cabeza está en su alma.
That is precisely what the sailors feared when they drew these maps. A fear of drowning within one's own corpse.
Mantiene imperturbable. Es verdad que está hecho para esto, ¿eh? ¿Qué destinos visitó el difunto?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Preto Grande, through what I think must be the
Hostia,
Stutz
súper
Canal,
inteligente esta tía,
an
¿no?
artificial channel through the Occident. From the Preto, he sailed to the Insulindic
verdad.
Ocean, first assembly Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the
You said you can't read it.
Dijo que no podía leerlo.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments,
Vale.
but not their meaning.
¿Quién puede contarme más?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend.
Vale, vale, es verdad.
You wouldn't even know where to start.
¿Cómo es que no lo han descolgado ellos? No entiendo. Esto es todo respecto a los tatuajes.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Gracias. Vale. Vale, apartamos.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
Esto está mal. Yo soy todo un radical. Así soy yo, el señor razonable. Alguien tendrá que mantener las cosas en calma. Eso está bien. Esto es porque sigo marcando la casilla de nada de lo anterior. En cuanto a política. Vale, esto. Así soy yo, el señor razonable.
The air suddenly feels calmer, more transparent in a strangely tender way. Perhaps it's the hangover.
¿Algo te dice?
It's time to become a citizen of the kingdom of conscience.
Vale. Primero dime dónde está el reino de la conciencia. No se hable más, un pasaporte a la amenda. Mi fuego interior arde con demasiada pasión como para adoptar tu ideología de acuarela. Busco desarrollar ideas más interesantes y extremas. Tranquilo, tranquilo. Primero dime el reino de la conciencia.
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
¿Cómo aprovecho dichas circunstancias?
Incrementally.
Gradualmente.
History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
Vale. Pero ¿cómo es en realidad el reino de la conciencia?
The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The kingdom of conscience is post-capitalist,
Postcapitalista,
post-national. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
Parece increíble. A Jones, para mañana es tarde. Me parece bien, pero todavía quiero vivir el presente, aceptar la idea. Tío, eso suena un tanto horrible. Creo que no quiero seguir siendo un moralista nada. Parece increíble.
Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow?
Creo que no podemos.
That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in, a long time from now.
La habré cagado.
Tremble. The time is now. Taola.
Instinto. La hora de qué.
Time for the show. For Taola. The hallowed time of fear and disintegration. A countdown has begun. All will collapse on itself. The world will disappear into a single grain of blackness. All sound will be muted. All life
Vale,
will
¿qué es
scream.
esto?
Ulogu Theodos. Xeno Zausin. Ipoli Osidien. Ejondes Fronisin.
Joder. Espera. En cuanto comenzó todo esto.
Monday morning, the moment you arrived in this reality, are the first crack in the sheer face of God. From you it will spread.
Esto es por todas las malas heridas del fondo que estoy quitando, ¿no?
Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos and the houses of Pericarnassus. Items, people, even words will tumble. All will lose its meaning in the coming years. That is why you marked yourself.
Vale, ¿cómo puedes saber que no se trata de una broma o algún tipo de mecanismo de defensa? Creo que el mundo acabará pronto, aceptar la idea. Y ya bueno, me parece que no estoy de acuerdo con sea lo que sea. ¿Cómo puedo estar seguro?
It's totally also a coping mechanism.
Descarto la idea. Esto es un error.
Okay, yes, maybe it is just the hangover talking, or some kind of joke you're playing on yourself. It's
Vale. Decir que me han dado. Reino de la conciencia. -2 de incito en aguas tranquilas. ¿Vale? Pues interiorizar. Ah, no. ¿Tengo que olvidar algo? ¿Tengo máximo 3 o cómo va eso? Hostia, pues justo tenía un punto de pudo mirarlo. Vale. Vale, ¿qué hora tenemos? Vale, 1 horita y 10, suficiente. Por lo tanto, ¿qué haremos el siguiente día? O sea, de aquí 2 días. A ver, vamos a revisar. Hemos hablado con esta. Tenemos que entrar en el puerto, que no podemos. Podemos hablar con el sindicato. Por la noche podemos darle el tabaco a Kuno. Sindicato. Tabaco a Kuno. Y se puede sentar en el banco si fuera necesario. Aparte intentamos conseguir el dinero para pagar la siguiente noche si no conseguimos nada. Vale, y a las 22 tenemos que ir a hablar con el chico del edificio de aquel lado. Vale, pues perfecto. Hasta aquí el video de hoy.